Well, it's week 7 of the LCS. I'm joined right now by Biofrost from CLG with coverage brought to you by Alienware. Chat a little bit about their game in which you guys went Sona, Tom, Kench, bot lane. Can you talk to me a little bit about your draft before we get to theirs and kind of why you went with that in the bot lane?
So Sona Tom Kench right now is just a really strong lane that most people just end up banning, and I think we haven't played it on the stage yet, so people probably didn't think that we played it, or maybe C9 thought that they could get us to ban it, but we definitely play it, and we were able to show it on stage today. We kind of troll sometimes in solo queue too, where Trevor ends up playing the Tom Kench and I play Sona for fun. So it's like a really versatile lane and brings a lot of utility.
Uh, what did you think of their draft? Because there was a lot of conversation on the analyst desk after about, how good their draft was and whether it was strong or not.
I thought their draft was very strange. I think C9's drafts lately are like, they always have like a losing bot lane matchup and they just have like really, really strong mid jungle. So from a bot lane perspective, it seems weird that they're picking like so many of these very losing matchups, but just scaling for like mid and late game.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a style. And personally, I thought we had like the way better draft and we had better matchups across the board. So it was just, if we didn't like lose early game and had like a stable laning phase, we would win the game.
And so did you guys have any discussion about it as they were drafting or as you guys were getting into the game?
Yeah, we're discussing about it. Luckily, the first dragon was Ocean, and we got it, which was just insane for our comp because we had Jace, Corki, and Sona Tom Kench. So it just instantly made all of our lanes like 20% easier.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking with Xmithy before this, just as the other interview I was doing today, and one of the things we were discussing is how would he rate or rank CLG right now, and we were discussing whether or not CLG's in the top 3. I'm curious your opinion. Do you think you're a top 3 team right now?
Well, based on the standings, we're top 3, so it makes sense that we're top 3, right?
Sure, sure. But I'm curious if, obviously, standings are always relative. Like, do you feel as though you are up there at the top?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Who else would you include there with you? Or would you only go by the standings?
I would just say it's TL, C9, and maybe TSM. Okay. So it would literally be the 4 teams that are in the top 4, and those teams deserve to be in the top 4. Okay.
But where are you in the top 4?
Well, we're tied for second right now.
Okay. So you would say top 3. I mean, I like people have different. They play different teams at different times or whatever. So somebody who is in the top 3 might not necessarily feel like they're top 3 yet, but you feel like you're a top 3 team. What do you think the chances are that you guys make it to Worlds?
I think it depends on how we play in like playoffs because it's just completely different. Like Wiggly's never played in like playoffs before, and on top of that, it's we either get first or we have to play in the gauntlet. And on the gauntlet, we're probably gonna have to beat like probably C9 or TSM. So it just depends on whichever team like has better improvement and is able to like stay on pace. Like even after like last week where we went 0-2, probably like some people were like, wow, they're probably like just gonna go on their 7-11 downfall, you know? Yeah. But luckily we were able to pick it back up. We have a much better system of like being able to improve, and like we're really critical of our mistakes. And I feel like everyone on the team has a better grasp of like how they can improve individually.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that system works?
Yeah, so basically like if we make a mistake, the general like atmosphere and the team environment is that everyone's held accountable for their mistakes and people need to really work on like whatever they messed up. So for instance, we messed up like giving up Ocean Dragon against TL. And now we have like this insane like focus on Ocean Dragon. We're like, if we get this dragon, we're gonna win the game because that's basically what happened against TL. They got the Ocean Dragon and we lost the game. So this game we got Ocean, we won the game. And even yesterday it was also Ocean Dragon. So having like these priorities because of the mistakes that you make on stage can impact your practice a lot, because anything that you do on stage is going to impact your practice so much more because it just has added effect. It's like if you lose because of a mistake that you made on stage, you're going to be much more aware and have that more in your like thoughts when you practice. Yeah.
You said that everyone is held accountable for their own mistakes. What does that look like? Is it you turning to 6A and being like, dude, you fucked that up?
Maybe not me, but everyone else does it, and I also do it to a certain extent. And the atmosphere isn't like defensive, where like oh, you shouldn't be talking to me like that, you know? Do you know who I am?
Right.
It's more like, okay, yes, I understand. Let's talk about it. Let's debate on like whether or not this is the right thing to do. And it's a healthy discussion where like people's feelings aren't hurt afterwards. And that's important in any like competitive team environment because you're gonna get on each other's backs, and it's important that you understand that it's like a work relationship, and that it's separate from your personal relationship with your teammates.
All right. Well, it makes a lot of sense. I'm very curious what the next couple of weeks look like for you guys, but sounds like you're feeling pretty confident. Are you worried at all about the path to Worlds given kind of the, well, if you get second, you only get so many points, that type of thing?
Yes, because then it just comes down to like one best of five. That if you play it well, you go to Worlds, and it'd be really nice to go back to Worlds like for international because I haven't been there in like 2 years, and it'd be like whenever you go to Worlds and get international experience, you play against like the best of the best, and then experience is like so good for you as like a player.
Awesome. Well, is there anything you want to say to any of the CLG fans out there?
Uh, you know how last time I had a message,
Yeah.
but this time I don't. But thanks guys.
Well, thank you so much for the interview, Biofrost. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I want to show you guys something very special. I'm going to take this off. Wait, I can't. Okay, there we go. So this is a Balenciaga shoe. I would never normally buy these. These are triple S's, but they were a gift given to me by some friends, and kind of a complicated story. But two of the friends were Brodin. Wait, three of the friends: Kobe, Brodin, and Peter Doublelift. And these are really expensive. I would never buy them. But you know how they were kind of able to afford them? Well, Kobe gets paid by Riot, which is sponsored by Alienware, and Brodin gets paid by me, and I'm sponsored by Alienware, and Peter gets paid by Team Liquid, who's sponsored by Alienware. So in a way, I have these really fancy shoes because of Alienware. So you guys should support them because I got hooked up for my birthday for my friends who got hooked up by Alienware. And you can go to alienware.com/Travis and use code Travis10 off to also get hooked up by Alienware. This is a long outro.